The serpent in Genesis, unraveling the ancient mystery of Nachash. In the beginning, a whisper slithered through paradise. Not a shout, not a battle cry, just a question. A single venom-laced doubt. Did God really say? And just like that, humanity fell. But who or what was the serpent in Eden? A talking snake, a fallen angel, or something far older, far darker, and far more powerful than we've been taught? Because Nachash, the Hebrew word used for serpent in Genesis, is more than just a name. It's a code, and when you crack it, the truth is far more terrifying than we ever imagined. Tonight, we're peeling back thousands of years of deception, because the real story of Eden's serpent isn't just a garden tale. It's a blueprint for war, a war you and I are still caught in. Stay with me until the end, because once you see this, you'll never see Genesis the same way again. The hidden meaning of Nachash. Most of us grew up thinking the serpent in Eden was just a talking snake. But that's not what the Bible actually says. The Hebrew word Nachash has multiple meanings. It can mean serpent, a literal creature; shining one, a divine being; enchanter, a deceiver or sorcerer. So why does Genesis describe the serpent as something shining? Because this wasn't an ordinary reptile. It was a being of power, intelligence, and influence, something so convincing that Eve, a perfect, uncorrupted human being, listened to it. Think about that. Eve wasn't naive, she wasn't weak, she wasn't easily deceived. Yet she believed the serpent's words over God's own voice. That alone should tell us this was no ordinary creature. This was a divine rebel, a fallen being who despised God and sought to corrupt his creation. And its deception didn't stop with Eve, because Nachash is still whispering today. The real reason for the fall. Most people think Adam and Eve ate a piece of fruit and got punished. But Genesis is telling us something far deeper. This was about dominion, about power. Eden wasn't just a paradise, it was a throne. Adam and Eve weren't just the first humans, they were God's appointed rulers over the earth. Genesis 1:26, let them have dominion over the earth. But here's where things get chilling. When they obeyed the serpent, they handed that dominion over. They surrendered the authority that was meant for them. That's why Satan later tells Jesus in Luke 4:6, all the kingdoms of the world have been given to me, and I give them to whomever I choose. Did you catch that? Satan claimed ownership over the world, and Jesus never disputed it. Because when Adam and Eve sinned, they forfeited their rule. They handed the keys of this world to the deceiver, and humanity has been enslaved ever since. The serpent's plan for world control. But Nachash wasn't just after dominion. He wanted to replace humanity entirely. Think about it. Every major deception in history, from false religions to corrupt governments, follows the same pattern. Question God's word. Did God really say? Offer a counterfeit truth. You will not surely die. Promise power apart from God. You will be like God. It worked in Eden. It worked in Babel. It worked in Egypt. It's working right now, because the same lie whispered in the garden is still echoing across our culture. Did God really say male and female? Did God really say marriage is sacred? Did God really say there's only one way to heaven? The serpent's voice is everywhere, and the world is listening, the serpent's true identity. But who exactly is Nachash? Many assume it's Satan. And while that's partly true, the Bible gives us a bigger picture. Revelation 12:9 calls Satan the great dragon, the ancient serpent. But here's where it gets interesting. Ancient Jewish and early Christian texts suggest that the serpent in Eden wasn't just Satan alone. It was part of a larger rebellion, a divine coup that took place in heaven before Genesis 3. Isaiah 14:12, how you have fallen from heaven, O shining one, son of the morning. That word shining one, it's the same root as Nachash. It's as if Genesis is pointing to a deeper story, a story of angelic beings who turned against God. And the serpent in Eden, he was just the beginning. Jesus, the serpent crusher. So what does this all mean for us? Simple. The war is still raging, but the victory has already been declared. Genesis 3:15. The seed of the woman will crush the serpent's head. Jesus didn't just come to forgive sin. He came to crush the deceiver, to take back the authority humanity lost in Eden, to strip the serpent of his stolen power, and soon, very soon, he will return to finish the job. Revelation 20:10. And the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire, where he will be tormented forever. The serpent's time is running out. But there's one final question. Where will you stand? Because neutrality is not an option. You're either on the side of the king or you're still listening to the whisper of the serpent. Call to action. If you're still here, you feel it. The weight, the truth, the urgency. So here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment below. Do you think the serpent was just a snake or something more? Hit like, share and subscribe, because this war is only getting deeper and you need to stay equipped. Turn on notifications and hit that bell so you never miss another revelation. This is Bytes News, where the buried rise. See you in the next one.